Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new, you're coming back. I appreciate all of you guys and happy weekend. I hope you're having fun if that's when you're watching it, but of course this is a timeless reading as all of my readings are, so whenever you are guided to watch this video, maybe the title drew you in, that means that there's something here for you most likely. On the other hand, this is a general reading, so please only take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. Okay, so today I'm gonna do a classic read. We'll do an energy check on Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine collective, as well as we'll see what's going on in the Twin Flame dynamic at this time. And today I decided to use the Alice Wonderland Oracle deck to begin with. I'll pull a card for each of the twins. Haven't used it for a while. It's a weird deck, but the messaging is also interesting. Like, it's not necessarily easy to interpret, or like it has several layers of depth. And somehow today I felt like this was the right deck to use. Maybe as we're approaching 8/8, this becomes, the energies become more intense. They ask us to go deeper, to face our fears and insecurities, and also to recognize how much love we have for ourselves, for the world, for the divine, and how much love is there in the universe. And that's what we need to pay attention to. That's what we should be focusing on, right? Because it's always our choice. That's the ultimate choice. And what do we focus on? There's always darkness and light in the world, in ourselves and in the world, in this world that we live in. So it's really up to you. What do you want to spend time focusing on, spending your energy on, contemplating about, remembering, all of it really creates your life, your universe. Whew. And then I'll use the movie tarot deck for the main read. So yeah, let's see what's happening with the twins. And I have my Hermit tarot card, so we'll get some messages between the twins at the end. All right. Let's see what we have for Divine Feminine first. What's the message for today? Ooh, nature communication. I love that. Yeah, give me more of that. I'm an earth. I have so much earth in my chart. Nature is really acting as, rejuvenating force for me. And it doesn't have to be a specific type of nature, because some people, when we say go in nature or spend time in nature, they think about the forest or at least a park, but it doesn't have to be. It can be the mountains, it can be the seaside, right? All kinds of the landscape that you can imagine that makes you happy. It's all nature, so why not? Flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messengers. Yeah. So this is the part where nature will have restorative power for you. And it looks like this is number 37, which comes to 10. It's the end of a cycle, of an exhausting cycle. That's what I'm getting for a lot of us. The energies have been intense, and we can use that rejuvenation power of nature. And at the very least, if you not have a chance to go and spend time somewhere in nature today, at least spend time around plants. If you have house plants, perfect. In my building, we also have a lot of plants, like in the common areas. That will work. You can hang out over there, right? Because it will still, those plants also have energy. It's a little different than when you're actually like surrounded by nature, and you can even, go bare feet. I mean, in the US, it's summer now, so why not? Even if you are in a park or in a garden, I mean, come on. Everywhere we have lawns, right? Like, be careful, of course. Make sure that the area is safe to walk barefoot. But that will have an extra zest to it. And you can really connect to your feet, because that's where our roots are, right? It's like, if we imagine that we are like symbolically we represent a tree, right? That's where our roots are. That's where we connect with the earth naturally, because we walk with our feet, on the surface of the planet. So yeah, big stuff. Nature communication, and you can communicate with nature, not just be there, but be a bit more mindful about it, right? Like like a practice of forest bathing, for example, and you can look it up online. I've done it in the New York Botanical Garden. They have actual what's it called? They have like an audio trail, like an audio tour. It used to be live tours before the pandemic, but then they recorded an audio tour. So they kind of guide you like where you're supposed to go, where to stop for different like stations, and then what kind of exercise to do. It's more or less meditative exercise, but you're really tuning into the power of the forest. And again, you can do it with any kind of natural landscape that you find yourself in today. So you can look that up, or maybe you have your own ritual, right, of how do you communicate with nature. What do I have for Divine Masculine? There, I spent a whole 5 minutes on that. Not good with time today, but you know, it's the weekend, so why not? Find the lesson, number 29. That's the 11. Discover the purpose in a situation. Trust that you are learning. Yeah, so this is about being appreciative and recognizing the value of any and every experience that you have, Divine Masculines. And a lot of times when we find ourselves in a pickle, you know, in a tight spot, in a challenging situation, somewhere we don't think there's going to be a win-win outcome, there's still a win there. And that's the card that's reminding you about that. And 11, right, is about that intention that is created. And it's something that has deeper purpose, right? So think about the bigger picture, what you're actually gaining from this experience. Find the lesson. Okay, let's get to the movie tarot. If we get any major arcana, I'll read from the book, because we always get some movie characters from Hollywood. It's fun. I know it's a little cheesy, but it's fun. Come on, somebody actually thought about connecting each of the major arcanas and even all of the court cards with specific actors, specific characters. And they have the quotes there. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I always love when there is that extra in the cards where you can tell that it's not like just another image, just done by the artist anyway. And like in case of oracle cards, it's more creative because they can be very versatile. In terms of tarot, you have the same cards, right? So it's not even that much like people who are making their own cards. It's mostly about the artwork. In terms of the idea, like, you know, the author can collaborate with the artist, but it's still more in that picture or theme, right? Here, it's like somebody actually put in the work, did their research, like, you know, really connected the energy of the card with the beloved characters from different movies. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, for Divine Feminine, we have 7 of Wands in reverse. For Divine Masculine, I'll pull clarifiers as well. Of course, if you'd like a personal reading or a coaching session, do not hesitate to reach out to an email address. And I do have readings for all of the zodiac signs for the August put on my other channel. It's called Mindful Bamboo. There is a reference in the description box. Yeah, so that's your monthly horoscope for love life, career, and workspace, and the guidance from the universe. Check that out. Okay, so we have Ace of Wands and the Devil. Nice. Obsessions, temptations. Yeah, very I'm getting very sensual energy, you know, that kind of sexual drive, if you want. Like, it's very prime, like the primal urge, that sort of vibe. Wow. And even the Devil here is like super sexy card, right? Emphasizes the beauty of the body, the physical attraction. It's not always like that, obviously. The Devil could be about so many different things, but with these two cards, I'm getting this very strongly. This is that. Okay, the connection of the energy, that was fast. Page of Coins and the World. Yeah, we will be reading some cards. We've got Mila Jovovich here from the Fifth Element. Love it. Another mark of the end of the cycle was the World card. And we're starting a new cycle, actually. Okay, let's pull some clarifiers. This clarifies 7 of Wands in reverse. Seven of Wands upright. Let's clarify Ace of Wands and the Devil. Let's clarify the World and Page of Coins. Thank you. Bottom of the decks, by the way, we had two eights, Eight of Cups and Eight of Swords. So both of them are walking away from unhealthy patterns and the tight energy, the tension energy. And I'm getting that actually it doesn't even have to be the energy of the twins themselves, because sometimes we get impacted by those energies that surround us, right? If somebody is like stuck in their head and doing too much of negative self-talk, or someone is in the energy where they get tied to a lot of things that are working negatively for them. When we are around those, we also get impacted as empaths and twin flames. You know, it gets us, it gets to us, especially if it's somebody close, somebody that we spend a lot of time with. So this is also, I don't want to say necessarily walking away from that completely, from that energy, but at least being more conscious about it and learning to protect yourself, right? Because at the very least, if we don't have a chance to completely remove ourselves from those kind of people, those kind of energies, we need to be able to protect ourselves. Okay, and speaking of protecting, we have Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands in reverse, clarified by Seven of Wands in upright. And what I'm getting, I immediately got was this card. I immediately got that the feminines are releasing the need to defend themselves. And you know why? Because they feel like they are already protected. Like there is an energetic protection, or they can create that energetic protection for themselves. They don't need to do that through action, through different steps. It's like, how do I put it? It's almost like there is no reason to spend energy on fighting or running away or proving something to someone, right? It's more about standing strong in your power. And if somebody doesn't accept it, it's their problem, really. If that means they don't want to be around you, say goodbye and part ways, right? But some people may feel like, and I know I've done it on a few occasions, where we feel like, you know, if people do not hear what we have to say, or they don't hear like the truths that we carry, they are missing out, or that means they are in a bad spot, and we're supposed to help them to reach out, really get the message across. But it's not really the case. If the person is not open to the message, there's probably no way you can do it. It's the same as with teaching someone something. The person should be open to learning in the first place. Otherwise, it's going to be a very exhausting process, and there is not a lot of chance that the person will actually learn something, right? So, and that doesn't really make sense from like teacher-student process anyway, like both sides. So the same here. So the more you will be trying to kind of defend yourself or prove something to someone with force, or by imposing your opinion on someone else, the less it's gonna work. It will just create more resistance from another person. For the masculines, yeah, we have this, I already spoke a little bit about the sexual pull, the sexual attraction energy, and we have the Chariot as a clarification here. So guess what? This pull is actually what's bringing divine masculine closer to the feminine. And they feel guilty about it. Some of them just guilty as hell, because either they have a romantic partner and they're not supposed to be having this kind of thoughts and desires about the DF, or maybe because they've already said no to DF before, like no, nothing's going on here, like no, what, twin flames, ultimate lovers, no, you're, yeah, no, that's not happening, because they've already been in denial with you and of course with themselves. It's hard to admit this, and it all seems like it's it's kind of like the work of the devil. Yeah, somehow under the spell. There we go. But essentially, regardless, like this is the part where they cannot, and see, it's even like with the colors, it's almost like this card continues into this card. There's so much fire and so much passion, they cannot deny it anymore. And that's what's allowing them to move forward now, because the moment they stop denying, they start, getting that acceleration. They start moving faster, progressing faster with their past, being more in alignment with who they are, who that twin flame is, and what is the way forward. Let me read. I'm not gonna read the Ace of Wands because it's only gonna say that this is Jackie Chan, but I am gonna read the Devil. I actually opened the book on that page already. This is Salma Hayek as Santanico Pandemonium in From Dusk Till Dawn. So the life lesson is, ego can lead us astray when we see ourselves as not enough. Santanico Pandemonium explaining her victim's fate. I'm not gonna drain you completely. You're gonna turn from me. Why? Because I don't think you're worthy of human blood. Yeah, that's an interesting vibe, right? Also with like different creatures and the definition of being worthy and being enough. That's very interesting. So I'm getting that there's always the turnaround in DM's idea about what is worthy means from each of the partners in a connection, right? Because again, we have the masculine and the feminine figure here. Not usually the case for these two cards, so this is meaningful. And this is like, so they are considering both of the parties, the masculine energy and the feminine. And if for your case it's not men and women, then just take it how it resonates. Because it's more important what it symbolizes, right? It symbolizes both of the twins, both energies. And so they are reconsidering what is expected of them and what do they expect from their partner. For the connection energy, we have the World and Page of Coins, clarified by Five of Pentacles in reverse. So the end of the cycle comes when the twins stop thinking like they are in a rut or that there's no way out. The world actually generally symbolizes like in the right way. It's more about getting free from like from our internal prison or from certain unnecessary obligations, right? It's ending that cycle and freeing yourself. So the twins are freeing themselves from feeling like they are not enough, or that like freeing themselves from the feeling of loneliness and sadness, right? There's more opportunity now and more enthusiasm to start something new and joyous and wonderful. Look at that Page of Coins. Doesn't even like, I suppose these are coins, but it doesn't even look like that, right? There are no pentacles here, but these yellow spots, they almost look like flare, or like like sparks, like something cheerful and party-like. Also, this to me looks like a sun, so I'm also taking it more like a Leo season, Leo energy. So in this Leo season, there is this new inspiration for the twins, especially as we approach 8/8. To start a new project, to start a new phase of whatever you've been doing, to try something different for yourself, at the very least. Okay, let me read the World card. So, Mila Jovovich as Lilu in the fifth element. Life lesson. Keep connected to the world whilst nurturing spirituality and inner needs. You will thrive with the right mix. And Lilu is perfection, the fifth element that combines with the other four to form the divine light and save the earth from the great evil. Me, fifth element, supreme being. Me, protect you. So this is another wink to some, another reminder that you are protected, that even if you can't see it, you need to believe it, right? This is that part where it's important to remind yourself from time to time, right? That, and of course, it doesn't just go for the divine, for the ultimate higher power that you believe in. It goes for, you know, your ancestors, your guides. There's so many entities who are wishing to help you, who care about you and your path. So, you know, just remember, you can do that through nature communication today, of course, but also remember that you have that communication channel with them. It's important to acknowledge that, to say thank you, to ask for support when you need it. You will always find it. And remember the fifth element. What is the fifth element ultimately? It's love. And you remember that the moment when the elements all connected and that protection shield worked from the aliens or whatever they were fighting. Haven't watched that film for a long time, but it happened not when they connected the four elements, but only when they had the fifth element in the middle, with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich together in that energy of love. Something to think about when you're manifesting something into your reality. Okay, last but not least, messages from the twins. Let's do this quickly. Messages from Divine Masculines, first of all. Okay. All right. We have, I know you from somewhere. Yeah, no matter how Divine Masculines are telling themselves that you are different people, there is this feeling that I know you from somewhere. From where? From the past life? You already know. Yeah, and they know that you know Divine Feminine. I need more time. Yeah, that's the usual. I want to start a family with you. And to me, I mean, this is Ten of Pentacles actually card, but to me it's connected with that Page of Coins that we saw. Because the DM wants to get themselves sorted first, and then they will have, not even feel worthy, but they will have time, energy to dedicate to you, DF, the way you deserve. Because right now they need to hustle, they know that, to get things sorted. What about Divine Feminines? What are the messages for Divine Masculines? If I ask you to stay, would you leave? I need more balance. Light and one sword. So yeah, to me, especially these cards, when they fell out together, this is kind of a message from Divine Feminine that she knows she is supposed to be the light of this world, and she needs to get her sword out to have that noble battle, you know, for the good, for the love, for the divine energy, to have more interpretation here, right? For more people to turn to God and to the energy of love and light in this world. So that's what they are busy with. And yeah, for this one, definitely there are some emotions that are surfacing up, but this is that end of a cycle where now it needs to integrate into the physical, and Divine Feminines have been so busy figuring things out, working on their projects, that now they just need some time for themselves. But they're still thinking about DMs for sure. They are still considering what would it be if they had the conversation now, you know, about where they are and what they mean to each other. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Tomorrow I'm doing my connection spread for the special spread. Haven't done it before in a public reading for the 8-8 portal for the twins. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay, bye.